Hi, welcome to our stream. Thanks for joining us. Today we have week 5 of LUTI for Triton Splatoon's match against Krill Streak. So I am Totorobot.
And I am DRF.
And looking forward to this because this is going to be week 5. Triton Splatoon is currently 4-0 in their group for LUTI. And with this, we should be able to secure, well, we definitely secured playoffs, so that's really exciting. And we're hoping to secure first seed with today's set.
And I believe actually at this point we have secured first seed already. I don't think there's any sort of mathematical possibility in which Triton Splatoon does not end up in the first seed. So they will be facing the number 2 seed out of Group B. And if anyone's been keeping up with Group B in Division 6, the number 2 seed is very competitive right now. There is actually a 4-way tie for second place. So it's really going to come down to this week's matches for Group B to see who Triton's going to face off next week, or 2 weeks from now.
All right, and then so I'm going up and setting the match. This first match is going to be Splat Zones on Humpback Pump Track. Setting to auto spectator. And so, just once again, the format for LUTI every week is best of 9. So it's the team that gets first 5 victories. Oops, the scoreboard is currently still set from yesterday's set. So let me go ahead and change that. They have not already 5-0'd.
And heads up, Andrew, the other team says that they do plan on running some subs throughout the match and that they will let me know via Discord whether they will be doing so or not.
All right, go ahead and let me, just let me know, or I'll wait in the loading screen for a couple seconds to see if they want to swap out. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Splat Zone's Humpback Pump Track. What do we think are going to be coming out here? I know that Ray talks about how Booyah Bomb is so important on this particular map, so we're expecting to see some Booyah Bombs on here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Booyah Bombs just because of how easy it is to take over the zone with just pretty much a single Booyah Bomb. So definitely going to be seeing a few of those. I don't anticipate Mofugami running Booyah Bombs himself, though, given that that's really just not... it doesn't really fit in with anything that he typically plays, but, I mean, we've seen surprises from him.
I mean, I could see Brian, or maybe... Yeah, probably Brian would be the one taking Booyah Bomb, if not for Ray. So here we are, going to the first match. Good luck to both teams. And excited to see how this set turns out.
Yep. All right. And here we go. And we see Mofugami on those custom dually squelchers, like always. It's always just fun to watch him running those dualies.
The zone is going back and forth already.
Yeah, wow. Really, really quick turn of events here, right out of the gate.
Numbers advantage currently for Triton. But it's not a huge advantage. They take the lead, but that's not a very big lead. They lost control. Can they get control again?
And here we see Hubba from Krill Streak on that Hydra, and he's really just trying to hang back right now, trying to minimize the damage that Triton can do here in this opening push.
So one thing that Krill Streak has as an advantage over Triton right now is they do have a stronger backline. There are good vantage points for that Hydra to shoot from and be pretty safe, but Triton's keeping it at bay. They have to swim around. Pretty strong lead here, and Mofugami goes down, but good job getting into their base.
Yes, indeed. And here we see Milk on that roller taking down AZN. It looks like they're
two splashdowns.
Splashdown, wow, to take over the zone. They really did not want to go out there on that push from Triton.
All right, currently it's... I was about to say it was currently pretty even on both sides, but that's a complete wipe.
Wow.
Good job, Triton.
So they were able to retake that zone, and it looks like that Krill Streak's going to have a lot of work to make up here in order to get back that zone and have a chance at this game.
But having the complete wipe allows Triton to sort of just be relaxed and say, okay, now we can just clear up the map and get control. And yeah, it allows them to not really feel pressured about this. They're back into the victory point side, and they're just able to have good vision. Someone had to jump back to base. Oh no, they were jumping for splashdown.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and it looks like with 2 down on Krill Streak's side and trying that full strength.
So many splashdowns. That was an amazing splashdown.
Wow! Milk with the splashdown, saving Krill Streak.
Oh, that was actually someone else, but I think that was BDE.
Okay. Thank you for the correction there.
Another splashdown.
Wow. The splashdowns are really saving Krill Streak here, giving them a fighting chance. They're out of the penalty now. They're going to be able to do some damage.
Baller coming out.
3 down, it's not going to be a lot.
So Yuko coming over to try to be sneaky and get some pressure on the opponent's side is able to get milk. And continuing to go for this flank. Not even a flank, he's just trying to get pressure and vision by knowing who's where by throwing missiles or torpedoes.
Yeah, that vantage point from Yuko is definitely going to be helpful in communication with the rest of the team. Let's see, there's currently a kind of a power struggle going on in the zone right now. Who is going to win this battle? Triton wins the battle for now, but with the splashdown coming in...
Oh, they didn't secure, they lost control. Triton gets control again. And 3, 2, 1, game!
Wipe, yep. That is a clean knockout there for Triton. And they go ahead and take the opening match.
Alright, I'm going to go and update the scoreboard.
Alright. Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Alright. That's 1 to 0. And the next map, looking at the list, is going to be Rainmaker on Musselforge Fitness, and then I'll wait for them if they have subs or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say give them about 30 seconds. If not, then we can probably get going. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and wait for a little bit.
So, let me see here. How deep is their roster run?
Alright, doesn't look like they're going to be switching anyone out right now as far as I can tell, so I'm going to go ahead and start this match.
Yeah, and if not, then we could just go for a clean knockout.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Musselforge Fitness and Rainmaker, what are your thoughts on this? What are sort of the best strategies in terms of how to push?
Yeah, so, let's see. So for this match, it's really interesting because there's like some very just drastic different routes that you could possibly take here. Usually the most popular from what I've seen is kind of taking that slope on the far, if you're facing the goal, the far right side, and just trying to come up that ramp there. So that's usually what a lot of teams try to do. You might try to take the rail. The only problem is that like you need to, if you don't really have a very coordinated push, you end up wasting one of your Rainmaker shots and just trying to activate that rail. And it really comes closer to the spawn than you would like to. But it is a very viable strat if you are able to either just make a really clean wipe on the other team. But yeah, this one's going to be a fun one just because of how drastic you could take different routes here.
Yeah, the slope on the right definitely is much safer, which is why I think most teams tend to prefer it. But also when people are doing that, I play a very sort of ambush heavy play style, and I try to go like sneak around. So even if my teammates are pushing on the right, I tend to still take the ink rail and try to attack from behind. So that could be fun to see if any of the teams have people who play that way. So here we are going to match 2. And I think one thing that's interesting about this stage is sort of how many ups and downs there are. There are a lot of elevated points, but there's a lot of low elevation, so there's a lot of places to hide. Brian, let's see, what did he take the Luna? I don't think he took the Luna. He has the Tri-Slosher. Oh no, that's Asia with the Tri-Slosher, actually. Booyah's coming out on Krill Streak.
Been trying out that Tri-Slosher more recently. He's really taken a liking to it, so we'll definitely be seeing a little bit more of that. as we go through this match and probably in the playoffs too.
The pop went down for Triton, but then there was a numbers advantage on Krillstreak's side, and it's 1-1. Krillstreak's going to be able to get a push here, but they're opting for the rail. But that's an easy stop.
Yeah. The rail, you're not going to... rail, you really need a coordinated push on that. They were going solo there, so it was kind of expected that not a whole lot was going to get done, especially how much time was taken trying to take out Mofugami after getting the triple there.
Numbers advantage is currently on Krillstreak's side, and that Tenemus is going to push Triton back from being able to do much in terms of being aggressive in the moment. Yuko here is getting some good shots out, and now numbers advantage goes to Triton.
We have 3 down on the side of Krillstreak, so let's see if we can get a bubble pop here.
That Splatling is doing a lot of work in terms of delaying the pop, so good job there. Yeah,
Hubba's been doing a lot for this Krillstreak team.
Mofugami's just in their face with the roller. Wow, gets 2. Yeah. That's going to be huge. That's going to allow the rest of the team to push up. They take the lead.
Yeah, and Yuko opting for this right ramp, but he's alone right now. Not going to be able to do much as he goes down.
Mofugami's still up. Oh no, he's been spotted. He's been spotted.
But it looks like RT Nova here choosing not to confront Mofugami, even though he's right in front of him. And Mofugami finally goes down.
Yeah, Krillstreak's waiting for the reset. They're just guarding for the reset. But knowing that Triton's sort of being prepped to pop as soon as they can. Oh,
yeah, this is going to give Krillstreak a really good chance to just kind of find its footing in this match. And it looks like they're going to make a push for that right ramp there. I don't know if there's anybody on Triton there.
Oh no, that's
push.
Yeah, positioning was not right for there.
All. Wow, nobody is back from Triton.
Oh, that was a really good push. That was just poor positioning on Triton's end.
Yeah, that was really shocking right there, just to see that Triton completely fell apart there in that last push. They managed to get 2 people down on Krillstreak, but, I mean, Krillstreak just with 2 people were able to make a very successful push, given that nobody from Triton was back. So you would have to think that there's maybe some frustration right now due to possibly a lack of communication.
All right, well, that brings the set to 1-1. The next match is going to be Tower Control on Ancho-V Games. So let me get that set up.
Tower Control on Ancho-V Games. You gotta imagine that Brian is gonna pull out the Luna here.
The one thing that I find interesting about this particular match is it's a narrow stage when both of the fans are up. It's not narrow in the same sense as like Port Mackerel or anything like that, because it's still kind of angled. But there really isn't much wiggle room when you're on the tower. You can be splat from basically any direction, and so there are a lot of ways to sneak around as people defending on this side. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So here we see a sub from Krillstreak. We have Camo coming in.
All right. And what kinds of specials are going to be really good on this map? I could see Bubbles being useful. I could see Stingray being useful.
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely gonna. I think you'll definitely see a Stingray or 2. Although I'm not quite sure on the side of Triton if we're gonna be seeing any sort of Stingrays. I don't really know if any of the comps run Stingray.
One other thing that comes to mind is with Krillstreak, they have the Splatling, which is going to be really, really useful on this map because of you really want control of the elevation. There's not an easy way to take people out, or at least sneakily do so, because it's either you're climbing up the wall that they're standing right next to, they should be able to see you, or there's this really large platform that does not sneakily go up from the ground with the fans. So you're able to stay pretty safe with high elevation here.
Definitely.
It's gonna be hard for Triton to break the defense.
Yeah, and that first checkpoint is definitely going to be really tough for Triton Splatoon here. And we saw this actually. I believe it was their first match against Purdue, um, where they actually struggled a little bit in this exact map mode combination, given just how like short range they typically run. And to get through that first checkpoint, you really have to. You're fighting against the grain here. The other team's gonna have a height advantage right on top of that first checkpoint.
So both teams kind of fan out on sort of all the possible entry points. I think that's really interesting compared to like Rainmaker, where everyone's trying to just go to the middle at once. Good coordination between AZN and Mofugami. Oh, 2 down on Krill Streak's side. We have a charger here, and we have an E-leader here, so that's also going to take advantage of the height. But they're being able. That was a good shot, but there was a trade between Mofugami and the E-leader.
And we see a lot of rain out right now. 2 rain on the side of Triton and 1 from Krill Streak. So it looks like both teams are trying to get some sort of push going here, but not a lot is being done. And Mofugami goes. Oh no, sorry, apologies. That's Yuko. I didn't realize that there was 2 custom dually sculptures on the side of Triton.
Krill Streak has a really good vantage point right here, and they're able to jump and not really lose much time. Although Triton, it's going to be really hard for Triton again to sort of break that defense. Yeah, we've been seeing them trying to get up and get vision of people who are just above the ledge, but that's not going to be enough if they're just safe.
Oh yeah, and like I said, yeah, that first checkpoint is really going to be where Triton is going to have their biggest battle, trying to overcome that.
But with 3 down, this is an opportunity. Oh yeah, and the last person to jump back to base, so 3 are going to be able to sort of keep the pressure up, and that missile is going to give them good vision as to where everyone's coming from. Yeah, Yuko here.
Is give Yuko a really good chance to break through that first checkpoint, and they do. And it looks like there's not really anyone from Krill Streak in sight, as they're going to get a really nice push on this tower.
Just continue throwing torpedoes, and Yuko has a ball already, so if he's ever in any danger, he can just pop that. All 4 down. This should be pretty clean here. That was awesome.
Yeah, it looks like this is all pretty much just about over. We do see Nova and Hubba trying to come in with the high ground here, but it's not going to be able to do much.
And that's the knockout.
And wonderful, a beautiful knockout there from Triton. You gotta think that that last knockout against them in game 2 really kind of gave them some motivation here to just come back and play as strong as ever.
Yeah, they must be pretty salty, because that was just an unfortunate game 2. Well, I mean, it was really well played by Krill Streak, but that was really their positioning that left them vulnerable there. All right, so good job, Triton. The set is now 2-1. Next match is going to be Clam Blitz on Inkblot. And Clam Blitz is sort of our specialty, somehow.
Yes. As much as everyone hates Clam Blitz on their own, for some reason Triton typically makes it work.
Alright, I'll wait in case of subs for a little bit. Does not seem like they're going to use subs right now. Okay. Alright, so Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy. One thing that I think is really interesting with this stage combination is the fact that there's a tiny sort of platform to jump on the elevated area right below the basket. It's really easy to defend, but it gives a lot of interesting sneak potential if you can distract their attention from there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you're going to definitely be seeing a little bit of decoy game here. Like possibly just somebody trying to draw the attention away from the opponent's basket so that a push can be made. So I think that's really going to be key here for either one of these teams if they're going to really want to do some damage on any sort of push.
Yeah, Krill Streak so far in this series has been doing a really good job of maintaining a strong defense, but that's not really going to help a huge amount in Clam Blitz because you need to be very aggressive to keep trying to make scores with the power Clam.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can play defensive up to a certain point, but beyond that, yeah, if you're not able to make a push yourself, you're really not going to get anywhere. And with this map mode combo, this could definitely end up being a fairly low scoring game, just given how defensive this both teams could end up playing.
So I think the win condition here for Krill Streak is to get one really good push and then prevent Triton from getting any other pushes. We'll see if that's how this plays out.
Agree with that.
All right, going into match 4. Here we see Mofugami with the Tenebrella, which is really, really, really useful for this combination. Having that tent really makes it so you can push pretty safely when you're actually ready to go up. Clam advantage goes to Triton right now, but Krill Streak is doing a good job getting sort of vision on pinging where everyone is.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure on that. We have 2 down on the side of Triton right now. Mofugami really just playing with that umbrella, trying to just sneak around.
Bubbles coming out to prevent the push because the Krill Streak has a power Clam.
Yes, they do. And they do manage to stop that initial power Clam. Let's see if anyone's going to be able to pick this up. Oh, we see a splashdown from Camo there. Camo picks up the power Clam once again. He's just trying to get away right now. He's receiving pressure from just multiple sides here. As Triton is really doing what they can to just get rid of that power Clam, even if it's in their own base.
This is a much more aggressive playstyle from Krill Streak than I initially expected, but now they're going back to their sort of tried and true defense. They're going in for a baller jump, and this is probably going to be a really secure and safe jump. Yeah, Krill Streak gets one score.
A power Clam in, with 2 down on the side of Triton. The bubbles are coming out. It looks like Krill Streak's going to be able to do a decent amount of damage here.
That was a beautiful push by Krill Streak.
Yes, they have 1 Clam left. I don't know if they're going to be able to get it in. They will not, and that's going to be the end of this initial push from Krill Streak. An excellent job by Krill Streak on just trying to do some damage. Like you said, they needed 1 really good push to start.
They got it.
Here they can really play defense.
Now we'll see which wins better, the indestructible defense or the all-out offense.
Yeah. And,
oh, do they have a power Clam? Okay.
No, they do not, but they're just trying to, it seems like, flank them a little bit.
That was a somewhat questionable flank.
Yeah, they had a lot of clams there, and they kind of just gave Triton a lot of clams to start working with here. Here we see 20
Baller coming in.
Of Triton with the baller, Yuko. He waves with the pop.
Oh, that was not a safe push, though.
Down. Mofugami with 6. Oh, and easy.
Oh, he missed.
Oh, but Yuko's there to at least get 1 power Clam in, and that's going to be all that Triton is able to do on this push. There was a lot of just, I mean, it seemed like good intent there, but nothing was able to materialize from it.
Yeah, and now that gave Krill Streak a lot of time to sort of collect new clams, and they have 2 power Clams, plus the pity Clam, so if they get another really good push in, that can potentially even be knockout.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because, what, 3 power Clams is going to be able to get them out of that penalty.
Baller coming out on Krill Streak and Antenna Missiles. They're trying to go in. They're going in.
2 power Clams, and they get both of them in! Wow! Krill Streak doing a lot of damage here. I'm not sure if Triton can actually recover from this. They're still going. Nobody is there from Triton. They need to stop this bleed ASAP, and it looks like they're able to. But
although
I'm not sure if this is just too far into it for Triton to be able to make a comeback here in the last minute 20.
There's still plenty of time, but it's going to be really tough.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen Triton do it before, but yeah, this is definitely a very precarious situation for them right now, because we already see 2 power Clams once again on the side of Krill Streak.
Brian goes down with 9 clams, so that was close to having a power Clam, but not quite. 28 clams on Krill Streak's side.
Wow, Krill Streak is just really putting on a show in this game here with 3 power Clams. And it just Triton really needs to get something going here.
Yuko had to use the baller as a defensive maneuver to prevent them from pushing up. really what Triton needs to do here is to actually wipe the opponents, but that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, and we see Brian and Mofugami now with power clams, but they're going to need way more than just these two power clams to be able to get back into this match with 25 seconds remaining.
Although
Brian has the bubbles ready for a push here.
My guess is there's probably Object Shredder being run on Krillstreak's side though, because with Triton doesn't really go with the armor meta, but with the armor meta, a lot of people have been running Object Shredder, which is gonna sort of eat through those bubbles. That's not really as safe a maneuver as you might typically expect.
Yeah, and Mofugami is the only one with a power plant here. They're able to stop Hubba from pushing their own Krillstreak's power plant.
I don't think they're going to be able to get to the basket in time.
Yeah, they really need to get to the basket right here, right now, but I don't think it's going to be enough time as Mofugami goes down. Wow, an excellent game from Krillstreak here. They really just they did exactly what we were talking about. They needed to get a really good push in, and we saw that, and they were able to play relatively defensive, but we also saw them playing relatively aggressive. So yeah, it was definitely like Krillstreak was just a whole new team here, and they really put on an excellent show for this game.
All right, so now this is going to go to match 5. It's an even set so far. This we're going to be going to Splat Zones on Wahoo World. I really like this combination. I really enjoy how large the zone is on this map. I think that compared to other... oh, I didn't know if they were doing subs.
Oh,
oh well. Well, I can't reverse it at this moment, but...
I could just check with them and they could just do a clean knockout.
Okay, if they needed. But you know, one thing I really like about this zone is compared to other maps, the zone itself is so large that not only is it something that you're contesting, but you're also sort of fighting in the middle of it. I think that's really interesting compared to particularly like small double zones like Moray Towers, where you're fighting around the zone but not necessarily in it.
Yeah. All right, let me see. Okay, so no, you're okay, Andrew. They did not need to run subs.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right, so things that are going to be pretty like useful on this map. The Ink Storm is going to be really useful. Baller is going to be useful. Splash is going to be useful. So I'm expecting maybe AZN will be pulling out probably the Sploosh, a comfort pick with the Splashdown. Mofugami can probably go with the custom Dually Squelcher with the Rain. So
yeah, and in what was it? Tower Control. We did see the double custom Dually Squelchers from Triton. So you might think so. We might see that again here. Just because I think the Rain does a pretty good job of just helping to cover this zone here.
And in terms of sort of I think the star of Krillstreak has been their backline, but that's like a backline's always useful, but that may not be. There aren't too many places where they can be particularly safe while also contesting the zone.
Yeah.
And so here we go into match 5.
We see Krillstreak with the Booyahs. And here we have the double custom Dually Squelchers, like I had mentioned, from Triton.
And who's the first control going to go over to? It looks like Krillstreak.
Yes, indeed. Krillstreak has taken the first flame of the zone, but it looks like... Oh, and they get it back. But Triton should be able to regain it, like they just did right now.
They also have a numbers advantage right now. They do have to deal with that Hydra, though, and that's going to be... Again, the backline has been the biggest struggle, and they're able to get that down.
Oh, nice. Excellent job. Yeah, they were able to get that backline down underneath the zone where it really isn't effective. So I think that's definitely going to be key here to dealing with that Hydra.
Triton's done a really good job this match of shutting Krillstreak's members down as they're trying to get back into the zone, because they've been coming back in one by one, which is not particularly effective here. But
yeah, they're really going to need to be coordinated and trying to get back in here. And it looks like they're able to somewhat do it, but I just think that the one-on-ones that Triton was able to take on here was just too much for them.
And that's another wipe.
So it looks like that Triton should be able to actually get this knockout pretty clean here with only 12 points remaining.
Yeah, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That I forget. It's not exactly 1 second to 1 point ratio.
Yeah. But excellent job by Triton Splatoon here. I think it's just gonna be a bit of back and forth here. They've taken ugly loss before, and they come out with a vengeance on the next game to get a really clean and easy knockout.
Well, that's the most exciting sets, the ones where it's evenly matched like this. So that's exciting. Let me look at the next map. It's gonna be Rainmaker on Blackbelly Skatepark.
Ooh, Rainmaker on Blackbelly Skatepark.
And this one, it's pretty flat until you get to the bases on each side. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting. This one, I think that the initial Rainmaker pop is going to be the most important. Well, it's going to be incredibly important to get control and sort of not allow people to sort of be sneakily in the pits.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like you said, like it's almost literally an uphill battle as you're carrying the Rainmaker up into their base, going up the slopes.
Yeah, typically teams are going to want to try to go on the right side here, while it may be tempting to go on the left side. That alley just doesn't get you points very quickly. It's not actually all that much safer because you can get sort of pinched by the opponents defending. So I see this being something where another match where Krill Streak can hold their ground in their base area, and it's going to be hard to push up. So, but Triton needs to counter that by sort of being hyper aggressive and sort of getting the numbers advantage.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Hubbard has been running that Hydra all match long, so we'll definitely probably be seeing that coming back here. Although running the Hydra on something where like the slopes are a little bit like uneven, as in Blackbelly Skatepark, it definitely can present a challenge sometimes when trying to backline.
Yeah, and here we go into match 6. So we'll see how Triton comes back from the first Rainmaker match where it was just sort of an oops, we left our back door open.
And right as I was saying that Hubbard's been running that Hydra all match long, he is out here with the Squeezer.
Oh, a very different playstyle.
Yeah, so definitely a surprising pick from Hubbard.
Triton gets 2 down, and it's forcing Krill Streak to have to sort of hide over in this right side. But Triton's able to sort of slowly push up, not too much of an advantage yet.
Yeah, and here we see Yuka with that Rainmaker trying to push up on the right side, but ends up backing up a lot and not able to really make much of a push here, although we do see Krill Streak with 3 members down.
Yeah, even though they were able to shut down Triton, it gives Triton a very safe way to get back to the Rainmaker while also keeping pressure. Krill Streak's trying to do a sort of sneaky, like, guerrilla warfare style thing here, but I think Triton's being able to spot them out, so that's probably what's going on here. Oh, especially with 10 missiles, you can't really hide from that.
Yep. Oh, nice. Mofugami with the kill, using the Rainmaker to 2 kills with the Rainmaker. Excellent job.
Oh, Hammer coming out! Although, did not go for the Rainmaker. Interesting.
And Mofugami drops down. He needs to get back up there if he wants to be able to get to that goal. It looks like, oh, the bubbles are coming out.
Sidestepping.
Just stuck in the same spot.
Okay, but Triton is able to sort of keep them down. Oh, he's probably going down here. I saw the bomb and I was like, it's over.
Yeah, that was a decent job from Krillstreak making that stop there. Mofugami was really had to play a game of patience there because it was just special after special, bomb after bomb. So now we're going to see Krillstreak get a chance here to make a push of their own.
Yeah, and with such a huge lead, with such a secure lead right now, Krillstreak needs the knockout, and that's... Well, we saw them get the knockout last Rainmaker, and with them getting 2 down on Triton side right now, it's possible.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be hard.
Yes, and we see that Rainmaker going down. We see Brian with the Soda Slosher, and that's first time that's come out today for him.
Lots of jumping action going on Krillstreak's side. Although jumping back means it takes longer to get back to the action. So that should give Triton enough time to defend for a reset. Oh, they're not going for a reset. Okay.
Yeah, no, Krillstreak is actually back really quickly to just really keep the pressure on.
Actually, I realize now this is not a stage that's good for a reset because you can't sort of jump off and reset, so you have to let it just sit there. So this is a stage where you do need to, if you want to come back, you need to actually push again.
And here we see, oh, the Rainmaker goes down, but it was a pretty solid push from Krillstreak to get that Rainmaker all the way to 36 points remaining. But the Krillstreak isn't completely out yet. We see 2 members already back to try to just keep a little more pressure going as the rest of their members kind of get caught up.
Yeah, good job by Krillstreak for returning the pressure right back to Triton.
And we see the bubbles coming out already from Krillstreak. AZN grabs the Rainmaker. They're going to need to definitely get this back towards the center, given that they don't seem to be comfortable with waiting for a reset.
Well, I wouldn't be comfortable with how much pressure that Krillstreak's been having. Like, one wrong move, and they could just really just get to the pedestal. 1 minute remaining in the match, and
3 members down from Krillstreak.
So this could be an opportunity for a reset, or they could pick it up. It looks like they're trying for a reset, but that means they have to play really carefully. They have to call out where people are coming from.
Yeah, and you can see that with Brian here playing all the way back, just kind of babysitting that Rainmaker.
Reset successful. And I think that that's the best move here, because with only 30 seconds of the match remaining, it's going to be hard for Krillstreak to get such a strong push one more time. Oh, don't get caught by the explosion.
Yeah, Brian did a good job backing up there to avoid that explosion from the Rainmaker shield. And it's 4v3 here, 3v3, 3v2, and we're going to get one last push here from Krillstreak, see if they're able to do anything. They're really going to have to essentially get a knockout here in overtime if they want to win this match. Here we go, 2 members down on the side of Triton.
And Mofugami takes him down.
Short-lived.
That was a really, really exciting back and forth match. Really well played by both sides.
Yeah, yeah, it was back and forth, but it was really extended though from both teams. So Triton really had that first half, and then the second half was all Krillstreak. It's just that I think the first half was just too much for Krillstreak to be able to recover from.
Yeah, and I think that was both sides definitely demonstrated when they have the lead and advantage what they can do in sort of keeping the pressure up. So going into Game 7, we're going to have tower control on Starfish Mainstage.
Right.
If I can find the stage.
Yeah, so it's time to place our bets on whether Brian is going to be coming back with that Luna.
I mean, okay, as much as... I don't know why we give him so much trouble for the Luna. He really loves the weapon.
He really does. And he's actually become really good with it. It started out as a meme, but he actually started practicing it, and he's actually become pretty effective with that Luna Blaster.
So Starfish Mainstage, I don't have too many particular thoughts on this one. It seems like a pretty even stage. I like thinking of when I play on this, particularly with tower control. This could be a really good map for the chargers on Krillstreak to come out, because that middle platform has a lot of safety and sort of has a really good view of the entire path of the tower.
Yeah, definitely. So, I believe this one has, what, 3 checkpoints, if I'm not mistaken?
This one has 3 checkpoints, but it's all sort of very exposed in the open area. There's not much place to move around and hide.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if I remember correctly, it's going to be that first checkpoint, just right underneath that typical like sniper's perch area. That's going to end up being the biggest cause of trouble for both teams, especially for Triton, given how short range they've been running this whole match.
So based on how Triton's run against comps like that in the past, the thing that they're going to be doing to combat that is probably flanking as much as they can, but that doesn't give them much of an opportunity to push, and that's also incredibly risky. So we'll see if they're able to pull that off. I expect a Charger to come out on Krill Streak's side for this match. And here we go into match 7.
Yeah, and this is going to be match point for Triton if they're able to secure the victory here. The Booyahs once again coming out from Krill Streak as we start game 7.
So here we have both teams sort of rushing to the center. Definitely, Triton's incredibly outranged by Krill Streak in this match, so that's going to be really interesting to see how sort of maneuvering and speed versus range. And as we expected, we have the LUTI coming out.
Oh man!
Three down on Krill Streak, so Triton's able to get a really solid push here. That first checkpoint, that's going to be the most difficult part. They clear.
Yes, indeed. They definitely get through that first checkpoint relatively easily, given that pretty clean wipe that they had earlier. So here so far we're seeing the maneuvering beating out the range. I mean, you know, it's always kind of funny when you have the Galas like their true backline here for Triton. Mofugami going right into their face, going right in their faces, but gets shut down.
That overhead area was well, that person just went down, but that was a really good play to force Triton off of the tower. Yuko gets right back on, and they're able to clear checkpoint 3, and here we have a really quick knockout, and that's the set.
Wow. Yeah, this is honestly like Triton. I think this match we saw the best of them and we saw the worst of them. Just from 2 of their probably ugliest losses this whole season, but also some of their cleanest knockouts.
Yeah, so congrats to Triton Splatoon, and with that, we our team ends up being 5-0 in our group, and we'll be excited for playoffs.
Yeah, so...
Oh, yeah, go ahead. So for those of you on the stream, thanks for joining us, and like we are, if you can, please follow our Twitch channel because we're almost at our follower goal to hit the next stage for our Twitch status. So we'd appreciate that really greatly if you could give us a follow.
Yeah, definitely much appreciated if you're able to do so. But yeah, we'll have at least 1 more week of matches to go as we head into the playoffs 2 weeks from now. Next week is a bye week for basically any teams that are behind on their matches. It's going to be just a chance for them to reschedule and finish off those regular season matches before heading off into the playoffs. The top 2 teams from each group move on. Triton, before this match, had already secured the #1 seed, but we'll go ahead and see what happens in Group B to see who they face as the #2 seed from that group.
And so if any teams are interested in scrimming, definitely feel free to reach out. We'd appreciate that a lot. And really looking forward to playoffs. And it's unfortunate, though, that playoffs land during our finals week.
Yeah,
that's not going to be fun.
Yeah, first week of playoffs is going to be a little bit interesting to try to schedule around, given that finals are going to start Saturday of that week. So you could probably expect either a Sunday or a weekday match for our first playoff game. And looking at Group B, just a quick update before we go here. It looks like that Octo Squid have beaten Geek Squid to break part of that four-way tie in for the second seed in Group B. So Octosquid's sitting pretty comfortably right now at the number 2 seed. The other two teams tied, Eloptic and the Splat fan, are also going to be facing off this week to see if either one of them can sneak into that number 2 seed and steal it away from Octosquids.
All right. So with all of that, thanks for joining us on the stream today. Follow us on Twitter to keep track of when we're going to be streaming again. Enjoy the Splatfest. Unfortunately, my entire club chose Ketchup, so I'm the sole Mayo person. If any other Mayo players want to play, shoot me a message.
Go Ketchup.
Mayo power. So I guess signing off, I'm Totorobot.
And I am DRF.
And see you next time. And congrats to Triton Splatoon for winning this set and going 5-0 this season in group stage. All right. Goodbye.
Thank you.